Hello, it's Doris with Aldi Books. Greetings from London, Ontario, Canada. I have arrived. There's a little bit of vlog footage at the end of this video if you're interested. My travel from China to where we are now. We're heading to Niagara Falls in 5 minutes, so I gotta make this quick. Anyway, I finished a book, Horse by Geraldine Brooks. A novel. This is super important to the story. So this is a book centered on mainly two timelines. There is 1850s United States, the high point in the development of thoroughbred racing, as well as the lead up to the Civil War. And then we have modern times, which we all know and love. Anyway, in the past timeline, the main center of the story is around Jarrett, who is a slave. He is a 12-year-old at the beginning of the story, and his father is a free black man who has purchased his freedom because he's a prominent racehorse trainer. So we see Jarrett develop in this craft and come up with his own approach to training horses. And we also have a character who is a horse, Lexington. So Lexington is a foal at the beginning of the story, and he and Jarrett have a really close bond. And so you kind of see how their story develops over the course of time. The book ends just after the Civil War, and you get a bit of an epilogue with Jarrett, so you see, what becomes of him. So really intriguing. Geraldine Brooks is very excellent at research. So setting plays a prominent role in her stories. You get a lot of the history, and it's just seamlessly woven into the storyline. So love that about her writing. This is my third book of hers. I read People of the Book, the one centered around the Jewish documents and the research of those. And then the one about the plague, which was just very atmospheric. That one was called Year of Wonders, a novel of the plague. So the modern timeline of this is centered around two characters, one of which is Theo. He is a PhD candidate at George Washington University in Washington, D.C. And then Jess, who is a scientist at the Smithsonian. She specializes in bones, articulating them, putting them back together, and she kind of sees the world through structure of the body. So what I would say is, if you are not super interested in horses and art museums and science museums, natural history, I would say this might not be the book for you, because there is a lot of that in kind of a academic sort of way. Like I said, Geraldine Brooks is heavy on the research, so it shows up in her books. And I forgot to mention Theo is the art student. So you have that. And then two more things I want to say real quick before I go. One is kind of tangential to the story, and it's a minor criticism. Geraldine Brooks brings up climate change twice in the book in a very didactic way. And a lot of her writing tends to be didactic, I'm not gonna lie, but I like it. But that just didn't seem necessary to the plot. Like, I go back and forth about it. It just wasn't part of the storyline. But then I think maybe it is, because in our current day, that is a topic of conversation that comes up a lot. But I don't know. You tell me what you think. But that's minor. The second thing that I wanted to end with is that Geraldine Brooks is a white author. She is Australian. She spent most of her I think, adult life in the States and then moved back just prior to the COVID. So back to Australia. And, oh God, chipmunk. Oh, precious. Anyway. Anyway, this book centers around a black man, two black men, one in history, the horse trainer, the boy, and his father, actually. There's a lot of slavery dealt with in this book. She has done her research and shows just various forms that slavery took in that time period. And then the modern story, this black man, his mother is Nigerian and his dad, I think, is American. I can't remember, but he did not grow up in America. He spent his early years in Australia and then went to boarding school in the UK. His parents were both diplomats in, various foreign countries. So there is that. So he doesn't know how to be a black man in America. He's not used to that. And that's important to the author, because I heard a few conversations about this with Geraldine Brooks. Doesn't need to be, a white woman, doesn't need to be writing a story about a black man. I mean, I totally agree with Own Voices. I myself love to read Own Voices and try to, center a lot of my reading around Own Voices. However, I don't think it's a good thing to just make a blanket statement that someone shouldn't do something because of the color of their skin. Also, doing my own research, I love this author, so I kind of knew that she would deal with the topic gracefully, and she did. But her children, she has two boys, and one she gave birth to and one she adopted from Ethiopia. So this book really comes from a mother's heart, trying to understand the world that her child will live in and that her child does live in. And I don't want to spoil the narrative in any way, but I would say trigger warnings to any mother who is the parent of a black child in America, a black man in America. And I'll just stop there. But yes, very impactful book. It really hit me hard. And I, again, did really enjoy the historical narrative. I find her research fascinating. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the travel footage if you're interested in that sort of thing. And I'll be back soon with Niagara Falls. Bye.
We are officially on vacation. And I have chosen the perfect ambiance in the executive lounge of the Hyatt Regency Airport, because we're going to America at 1:55 a.m. We're having a layover in Belgium, having some snacks, and I got Gabriel a Tintin bag and Belgian chocolates. I think that's our plane with the super cute polka dot tail.
Bonjour, Brussels Airlines, membre de North Alliance nord-est d'Amérique et Belgium, vous souhaite la bienvenue à bord de cette illustrations de destination de New York, Turkey. En particulier, nous souhaitons la bienvenue à nos membres maximum.
This is the second place after Vietnam Airlines. I'm mesmerized. Oh my gosh. Way to go, Belgium Airlines.
We made it. There's New York City in the golden hour. This is the view from our hotel room. Yeah. I'm not fit for exploring because we traveled for 24 hours straight, y'all. I just woke up from a 2-hour unexpected nap. I'm gonna catch up in my journal. Can you believe I'm so caught up? I cannot. And then I'm gonna try to continue reading. I only got like 35 pages or something in. Y'all, it's hard to travel that far. It's hard. You can see I was napping unexpectedly. I'll face the camera tomorrow. Okay. Oh my gosh. I have missed wide open sky sunsets from home. Wow. Look at that. Glorious. Good morning. We are in New York City. Wow. But just at the airport hotel because we're heading to London, Ontario this morning to visit with Brent's family. So it's just a quick check-in before we head back to the airport. We didn't travel enough yesterday. I mean, 24 hours is not enough. But you know, it wasn't so bad. I mean, it was terrible, but in the best kind of way. Because here we are, back in our home turf. What else do I say? I think that's it for the moment because it's time to go. But I read 2 more chapters and I will check in later this afternoon about this book. So stay tuned. Whoa, books in English and other assorted reading materials. I love New York. I found a gluten-free cookie. I rode a prop plane to London, Ontario. This is a happy gluten-free sandwich.